Hey guys, it's Katie. So today I thought that I would share with you how I've been styling my hair ever since I chopped it all off. So as you can see, my hair is now short. It used to be like down to my behind. I've had long hair for the most part of my life. More recently, I've been trying out extensions and things like that, especially when I got married, but I was just sick and tired of them, and I really wanted a new, like, chic look, so I decided to chop it all off. So it's been kind of a learning curve going from having really long hair all my life to learning how to style, like, a shorter lob. So now that I kind of feel like I have the hang of it, I'm going to share what I've learned with you guys. So I'm going to go over, like, the tools that I use, and then also the, like, hair products that help me get like the most out of my style. So first off, what I want to explain to you is I don't do anything special when I blow dry it. So I literally just get out of the shower, I let it air dry for about like till it's like 50% dry, and then I'll go ahead and go in with a blow dryer. And when I blow dry it, I don't use like a round brush or anything. I can, like I do sometimes, but it's not like a must for me. Really, I just use like a flat or bristle paddle brush and just kind of go through it to make sure that the ends are pretty straight. But as you can see, like I'm not a stickler about it. Like my hair is not like super stick straight right now. But if you do have ends where they can get a little bit frizzy or a little bit more like wavy at the ends, then I would recommend like blow drying it straight just to kind of get that smooth look. My dogs are barking downstairs, so sorry if you can hear that. Another thing that I want to mention when I do blow dry it straight or blow dry it is that I don't part it and blow dry it this way, because the whole point of me like flipping it over here is that I want more volume there. So if you blow dry it this way, it's gonna like lay that way and it's gonna be like very smooth. Whereas if you blow dry it more like down the middle, then it's more flat like this, but then when you flip it over, it has a lot more volume. Trust me, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it really does work. I'm going to just clip up the bottom, or like clip up, I don't know, I'd say like 3/4 of my hair, and just leave like the bottom layer. And I do this because I actually do like to put a little bit of bend in the bottom layer. If your hair is a lot shorter than mine, or even a little bit shorter than mine, you probably don't really need to do this step, but I just like to curl these pieces because when they peek out, I don't want them to just be stick straight. But also, if you have like more curl like in layers going up, it's going to provide more volume to your hair in the end. So I'm just going to take, oh, and I didn't even mention this, I use the T3 curling iron. I've been using this for years. Like I bought this when it first came out, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago now. And then T3 sent me one not too long ago. So I tossed the other one because it was getting a little like dingy looking. But this is the 1-inch curling iron. I still like a curling iron versus a curling wand. Call me old school, but I don't know, it's just easier for me, especially when you're dealing with really short pieces down here. If you're dealing with a curling wand, your hand is right there and it's just a disaster burn waiting to happen. So I like the curling iron. I have the trio, so it comes with this piece, which is 1 inch, and then another curling iron barrel, which is 1.25 inches, and then another bigger one that is 1.5 inches, and that one is great for like big voluminous curls. So if you have really long hair, that's a really good one to have. So what I do is I just take any brush, really. I'm just going to use this one for now, but I just take something that's probably about like that wide, and I just get it as close to the root as I can, and I literally leave out that much on the ends. And then you're left with something like this. Hopefully you can see that. And I like the ends to be really straight. I just think it kind of gives a more like chicer, modern look. If you have super curly hair, like I think that looks really cute when you have like very curly hair and it's curled all the way to the ends. That's just not really the look that I'm going for, so that's why I leave the ends out, and the ends will be pretty straight. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that. I'm gonna grab another piece about that same width, and again, I just get it as close to the root as I possibly can, and really I'm only turning the curling iron one time. Leave it there for a second. And then again, it comes out like this. Now, this is not going to be perfect, like, and you don't really want it to be perfect because this part isn't really going to be seen anyway. So it's honestly not that big of a deal. I just do this to create like a little bit of a bend and then some volume in the hair. So this one, because I grabbed a bigger piece, is going to be like a hot mess, but it's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. So see, it's not perfect. When you're dealing with really short pieces like this, it's going to just, it's not going to be easy to curl because they're just so short. But when you get like higher up to the top layers of your hair, it'll look a lot more like curled, if that makes sense. Okay, so now that I have this side done, I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. Again, just grabbing like a smaller piece, brushing it out. You don't really have to brush it out. You can kind of brush it through with your fingers, but I think it's just habit for me to do that. And I always curl away from my face. So I don't know if you can see how I'm actually grabbing the hair with the curling iron, but for that side, I wanted the curls to go away from my face, and same thing for this side. I'm grabbing it and pulling it back away from my face and just putting one, like it really only wraps around my hair for the wand one time. Okay, so now we have that done. I'm taking the clip out of my hair and I'm gonna now pin back or like clip up about half of my hair. And there's no like real science to how much you're clipping up. I guess it just kind of depends on how thick your hair is. My hair is pretty thick, so if you have finer hair, then you might be able to just do this in 2 layers, or you might not even need to clip up half your hair. But I do have thicker hair, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. So now you can see that my hair pieces are getting longer, so they're going to be easier to curl. So I do have like a lob style. They're longer in the front than it is in the back. So for this, again, I'm curling away from my face. So I'm grabbing that piece and I'm getting the one as far, like as close to my scalp as I can. And I'm still leaving out a good like 3 inches. So you can see that now I have this piece that looks pretty tight up towards the top. But when you look at the ends, like it's still, but when you look at the ends, it's still pretty straight at the bottom. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way around. Now, if you are finding that your curls are not coming out like even, or they look more kinked, or they're just not curling at all, you might need to adjust the size of the pieces of hair that you're grabbing, like the bundle of hair that you're grabbing. So again, it's only going around the wand like maybe 1.5 times. And a lot is being left out of the bottom. Some people like to reverse how they hold the curling iron. So like some pieces will be away from the face and some pieces will be towards the face. I personally just like them to be all away from my face, but that's totally up to you. And just so you guys know too, I put the heat protectant in my hair before I blow dry it. The heat protectant that I use is this one. It's the Kenra Platinum Blow Dry Spray. This is amazing for heat protectant, and I feel like it helps my hair dry faster under the blow dryer. Another thing too, if you're getting a lot of kinks in your hair using a regular curling iron, push down on the clamp and it won't put so much pressure on the hair with the clamp, and you won't get a kink from that. So there we have these pieces, and I just kind of let them be. Right now they kind of look like Curly Sue, like more ribbon curls, but I'm not going to leave them like that. So I just keep going all the way around my hair. Once you get to like about this much left, I really just kind of turn my wrist away from my face, and then you got your curls. So again, they're very stick straight on the bottom, but more like volume up at the top. And that really helps provide volume like up at your root or at your crown, so your hair looks super voluminous when you're all done. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and then I will be back. So now I'm going to take most of that top layer down. I'll leave like just a tiny, tiny bit at the top. And so really I just have like this much at the top. And I'm going to clip that up just so it's out of the way. And now, See, the pieces are getting longer and longer the higher you move up your head, so it gets easier and easier. So if you're on the bottom layer and it's not looking so good, don't worry, it will get easier, and that hair is going to be covered by the top layers of your hair anyways. So again, taking a piece about yay big, going all the way to the root and start turning at the root, and then turn your wrist at the bottom. Leave about, I don't know, now it's like 2 inches out. All the way to the root, bring it down just a smidge, and then start turning right away. I'm still leaving a lot out at the ends. And as I get closer to the top, I'm really pushing on this clamp so that it's not like making any sort of kinks in my hair. Okay, so now we are on the last and final layer, so I'm going to pull everything down. And again, key is to curl your hair or to blow dry your hair down the middle and then do the swoop. It will provide a lot more volume for when you go style your hair. So I'm left with just a few pieces to curl on my top layer, but this is where you want to make sure that you're not leaving any kinks. So I'm really pushing down on this and then still leaving a good inch or 2 at the ends. Now, if I'm going to wear my hair in just a straight middle part, then now's the time where I would just part it down the middle and curl it as, you know, like down the middle. But because I've been really liking just like flipping it over, like off to the side, kind of like old school 80s style, I guess, I'm going to actually curl these ones like over to this side. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. The reason I do that is because if I just part it down the middle and curl it down the middle, then it will look very like stuck out over here because the curls will be going in the opposite direction. Now these ones I'll probably just curl out this way. What I like to do is just kind of like brush through it with my fingers. So let me stand up here so you can see better. I just kind of brush through it with my fingers just to kind of loosen up the tightness of the curl a little bit because I don't want it to be like super, super curly. Okay, and then if you feel like you want a little bit more volume, just kind of like zhuzh it up in the back. And then I've been using this a lot. So I've been on clean hair. I've been using this Bumble and Bumble BB Thickening Dry Spun Finishing Spray. It looks like so. And I just kind of like spray it up into my hair to kind of provide that volume there. And I love that this stuff is not sticky. Like it doesn't feel sticky or tacky at all. So it's still, I like using it on clean hair because it still makes your hair feel clean. And then on like third day hair, I don't even curl my hair on third day. I usually just let these kind of curls just kind of relax throughout the next like 3 days. But on the third day hair, I will put some of this in it. This is the wave spray. And so you just kind of like spritz and like do the exact same thing that I just did with the Bumble and Bubble thickening spray. And it just provides a little bit more texture, a little bit more like hold to your curls. And so yeah, I just like wear it, you know, kind of like tossed over to the side, and this is kind of the look that I've been going for lately. It looks kind of crazy right now, but as the day progresses, it'll just kind of like flatten out just a smidge, just so it doesn't look so nutso. But this has been like my go-to look when I'm really doing my hair, and I've been having a lot of fun with having short hair. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about any of the other products that I use, just let me know down below, and I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.